Hey, what's up, fam? This is Kentriarch, and if you're new here, welcome to the family. And if you're returning, thanks for being a part of it. Elemental wells. What are they, and are they worth it? In this video, we are going to find out. Before we get started, please help me out by giving those like and subscribe buttons a little tickle. And if you could, please follow me on my Instagram and Twitter. Links in the description below. Alright, let's get to it. First and foremost, what are elemental wells? Well, wells are something that spawn by completing a certain action. Now, by picking up one of those elemental wells, it'll grant energy to your ability with the lowest current energy. If that elemental well matches your subclass, it will grant energy to all of your abilities. Let's check out the 6 new mods to see what actions are required, as well as what other perks these mods can offer. First up, we have Elemental Charge. Become charged with light by picking up an elemental well. If the elemental well's element type matches your subclass element, you gain 2 stacks of charged with light. Elemental Ordnance. Defeating a combatant with a grenade spawns an elemental well that matches your subclass energy type. Moving on, we have Elemental Light. Defeating a combatant with your super spawns an elemental well that matches your subclass energy type. Elemental Armaments. Weapon takedowns with a damage type that matches your subclass element have an escalating chance to spawn an elemental well. Now, those last 3 mods have been about creating these elemental wells. These next 2 are called fonts, and they are about giving an additional bonus by picking up those wells. First up, we have Font of Might. Picking up an elemental well that matches your subclass energy type grants a temporary bonus to weapon damage of that same elemental type. And the second one is Font of Wisdom. Picking up an elemental well that matches your subclass energy type grants you a temporary, significant increase in your intellect, improving the recharge rate of your super. So the mod that allows you to become charged with light, and then the other 3 that help you spawn these elemental wells are pretty straightforward. The question of are elemental wells worth it really comes down to the font mods. We will run through Font of Might first. Picking up an elemental well that matches your subclass energy type grants a temporary bonus to weapon damage of that same elemental type. In this slowdown video, my body shots are doing 903. Now I'm going to run through my super. It'll spawn an elemental well. I'm going to pick that up, and you will see on the left hand side, damage boost. This damage boost only lasts for 5 seconds, but you'll notice when I shoot these shanks that it gives my body shots of 993, which gives us a 10% damage boost. Font of Might, 10% damage boost for 5 seconds. I'm going to go right ahead and say not worth it. Moving on to Font of Wisdom. Picking up an elemental well that matches your subclass energy type grants you a temporary significant increase in your intellect, improving the recharge rate of your super. Now to test this out, I basically unloaded my super, my melee, and my grenade, grabbed that well, and then went and sat to see if my recharge times changed at all. My super was set to recharge in 4 minutes and 31 seconds, and my melee and grenade were set to recharge in 1 minute and 8 seconds respectively. Alright, I'm going to speed this up a little bit here. Now I timed this out, and my grenade and melee came out at 1 minute, which was an 8-second reduction, and my super ended up coming out at 4 minutes and 23 seconds, which was an 8-second reduction. I'm going to assume that this reduction scales with what your stat tiers are at. 8 seconds isn't terrible, it's not great. You're going to get that reduction every time you pick up an elemental well, but the question is how often is that really happening? And through my experience, it isn't frequent enough to really make these that great. Is someone going to choose elemental wells over Warmind cells? I highly doubt it. Font of Might, garbage. Just straight garbage. Font of Wisdom, it's okay. So elemental wells, are they worth it? In my opinion, no, I don't think they're worth it. Stick with the other broken combat mods. Alright, Let me know what you think about these mods in the comments down below. If you found something that works really well for it, I would love to hear it. As always, please help me out by giving those like and subscribe buttons a little tickle. And if you could, please follow me on my Instagram and Twitter. Links in the description below. Until next time, take care, fam.